Today our topic about self-driving car. It is very informative topic as it is about human life in hands of AI. A few weeks ago, I took a tour of San Francisco in one of Waymo's self-driving cars. As we drove around the city, one thing that struck me was how comfortable people have become with not seeing a driver. Not only were there multiple driverless vehicles on any given street at any given time, but tourists no longer had their mouths agape as one drove by. The technology has become a familiar sight. Inside the vehicle itself, there were signs of how Waymo is trying to inspire a similar feeling among their passengers. The all-electric car offers a warm welcome to passengers by name and plays music as they climb inside. A screen positioned in front of the rear seats offers those along for the ride the option of seeing a follow-along map of the route, as well as settings for temperature and music. Another screen beside the steering wheel shows images of what's around the vehicle. As we drive, I can see people sitting inside buses alongside us, dogs crossing the street ahead and children skipping along the sidewalk. Waymo wants you to see what the vehicle can. It wants you to trust it. It is part of a wider trend within the autonomous ride-hailing industry. The technology allowing these self-driving vehicles to weave their way through busy city traffic is being used out there in a handful of cities around the world. What Waymo and its competitors need to do is to convince passengers to climb inside them. Yet, research seems to suggest that the public in the US and the UK are reticent about riding in self-driving vehicles, with safety being among the most common concerns. A lot of it comes down to the but also there seems to be a higher bar when it comes to compared to conventional cars. For Waymo, the solution is to instill confidence in the robotic systems driving the vehicle. There is something very important about being able to know where the car is going, that the car sees what you're seeing, says Megan Neese, Waymo's head of product and customer research, from beside me during our tour of San Francisco. The company plans to keep the seats forward-facing with a steering wheel in its next-generation car, she says. It's a familiar setup in traditional taxis, and that ability to see where the car is going helps people trust the car, she says. ROBOTAXIS offering is a purpose-built vehicle that is bi-directional, with no forward-facing or rear-facing windows. There is also no steering wheel, no pedals and no display screens to show the vehicle's surroundings. Instead, 4 seats face each other, bay seating style. On either side there are sliding doors featuring large windows. A small screen next to each passenger allows them to personalize temperature controls and select music, while a wireless charging pad sits on a flat divider between the seats. The vegan leather seats are dark green and the ceiling has twinkling lights set into it. It felt like a Disneyland ride. Mary Barra, chief executive at GM, recently spoke of her own frustrations with the regulatory approval system at the TechCrunch Disrupt conference. Federal road safety regulations, for example, require a steering wheel and airbags in cars. I personally have been working with policymakers to get legislative change, because you have to change federal motor vehicle safety standard laws, Barra said. And I've probably been working on it for 6-7 years now, but the biggest battleground in the ROBOTAXI race may be winning public trust. With many different approaches on offer, it may be some time before the less adventurous paying passengers feel happy enough to sit back and enjoy the ride. Subscribe the channel for more updates and information.